Warriors in prayer, this is a video to you. I have another video compiled of our time that's like very practical about what we're getting to do on the mountain, including like the day-to-day of building our own tools to then build the church, to what our campsite looks like. Sorry, it's loud. This is the quietest spot I found alone in the hostel, so that's a little grace. But genuinely, it's on my heart to share fully what's going on the mountain, and I want to do it right now at this midpoint so that y'all can be praying while we're there. Okay, it's not, how do I preface this? I couldn't have typed something like this out. I feel like it's too heavy and it's too real. So I wanted to send a video of me talking about it. So, on the mountain, there's communities that like their houses are really spread apart. So they're not like stacked on top of each other at all. They're very, very far walks for us. And the culture, I don't know if I should call it culture. What is accepted on the mountain is absolutely appalling. It is a very heavy spiritual place. I have personally experienced a lot of attacks from the enemy, and actually in new ways that I've never actually experienced before. And so one of those ways that I'm like kind of used to is just like heaviness and attacks with maybe like can tell that there's dark spirits and fear with that. But I feel led to share with you guys that as I was praying over my time and over my team's time and over the squad's time in Honduras, I just like love to ask the Lord what he thinks the next season will bring, and then like be focused around that. And he did that for Guatemala, and Guatemala was freaking awesome. Wow, yeah, he spoke abundance over and I wrote a blog about it, spoke abundance. It was so true. He proved himself the most cannot be outdone in generosity person or king ever. And so I was excited to hear what he might have to say for Honduras. And it was on the bus ride here from Guatemala. It was on a bus that like, it was dark. I was the only one awake, and I just wanted to seek the Lord about what he had for Honduras. And it was the first time this ever happened, but I felt like in my prayer to the Lord to hear from him, it was like static interruption like you would have on a TV. And it was like, skirt. And it was like deep, dark, just like evil in my visuals. And it felt like it was just like this interception, like this interruption from the enemy for my prayer for what the Lord had for Honduras. And it was scary. And I just was like, okay, skirt, we'll try that again later. Don't want to, like, I just like closed that door. It was on a dark bus while I was the only one awake. It was not a warm environment for that. But that was the first time that happened. And then we get to Honduras. We've been having a lot of attacks on unity on our squad, including people that like physically have been attacked by this rash that puts them in the hospital for weeks. Multiple people have had that. And so like a girl on my team who I freaking love and makes our team whole wasn't with us for the first few, like for about a week. And dealing with some really hard, like a rash that covered her whole body, inflamed her, was really itchy and painful. And another guy did that as well. So things like that. Plus, I have actually another like new attack that I haven't experienced in my spiritual walk before is attack on like a super deep, sweet friendship of mine. And this has been happened before, especially in Hako. This is where it happened, but on the world race for me, my dreams were attacked. Like just every night in Hako, I had really bad dreams, and like my squad knew about it. My teammates knew. They prayed over me and prayed over my bed, and it would just like still keep being really bad dreams. And it started in Guatemala, nothing, not a bad dream, just really sweet and felt like free from a lot of the attacks. And then hit the ground running here in Honduras. And the first night I slept in my tent, really bad dream again. And again, like people praying, and it's so sweet, but multiple people have been hit with like, it's attacks on their sleep, on their dreams, on just a lot of different things. And so would love prayer over our squad, please. We're about to step into an all-girls month. The guys are going to leave to a different place and do ministry just as them, and we're going to be just girls. And I would love prayer for just like shielding the attacks, and that we would like step into the authority that we have against them, and to keep our awareness of them, of like just nonstop prayer. So I'm sweating. Okay, but this is the real part of what we're walking into in the community. This mountain, I think the enemy has really, really enjoyed his domain over for a long time. And I do not say that lightly. I don't say that for fun whatsoever. And I believe we are like on the spiritual forefront of the battle. For example, what is very common in this community is girls that are girls that are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, being raped and becoming mothers, and then having the label like slapped on of marriage at 12 years old with a like 18-month-old was one of the houses that we visited for a house visit. And a lot of the husbands and the men in the community, they're coffee farmers, and so they get their money for the year all at once after harvest, and instead of spacing it out to feed their family for the year, they often just indulge and get liquor, and all get drunk, and then when they're drunk, they're highly abusive to their women and children in their family, sexually abusive and physically abusive, and those are the dynamics that are widely seen across the board in this community. Yeah, it's deemed legal for a 10-year-old to be married. And just like the trauma that comes with that is insane. And I just like, as we've done these visits and the home visits, you can just feel the heaviness and the darkness and the just like oppression that's happening here. And so it's not all like, there's joy and there's the presence of the Lord, but I really think we are literally paving new ground. We are literally like a mountainside that used to be like this is now getting chopped in and leveled out 3 different layers to build a church, to build a training and education center for the women to be equipped and have businesses of their own to be able to support their family and do things with. So I just would love prayer over this community, for chains to be broken, for generational chains to just freaking die and go to hell. Like, I know that was extreme, and usually my videos are just like about the day-to-day and mashing them together and inviting y'all into that, but this is what really needs to be met, is prayer over this community. Please, guys, just be praying. The spiritual battle here is real. I'm currently at a debrief. This is like very nice looking. Yeah, totally not the mountain. This is Tegucigalpa, which is the capital of Honduras. And we're here for 2 days, and then we go back up into the mountain for another 3 weeks. And this has been a really good time to like get away, get new space, reflect, learn what's been good, learn how to pivot, and like I just have a renewed hunger for more in just victory in the battle that we're all fighting. We are on the side of victory. I am a daughter of the King, who has already won the war, and he is the champion. He remains undefeated. He cannot be beat, and it is a very real and empowering thing to be on the side of victory. And I want you guys to be joining that side with me in prayer, and I want to see chains fall, whether I get to physically see it in the next 3 weeks or whether it's years to come, but it's because of our prayer. Like the reward is in heaven for this, and I want to invite us all into that. It's heavy, and it's real. And this video and the heaviness of it doesn't negate the like actual sweet moments of joy and the pockets of like the actual really good things that are happening, but there's just been a lot of spiritual warfare felt, and I'm thankful to have sisters on my team that understand it and are aware, and we have prayed into it. We have been worshiping, and I would just really, really love for you guys to jump on board in the prayer over this community, over the darkness that has just like reigned over this land, and we get to be a part of the fight. And I think that there's just a lot of retaliation because I think the enemy like won't give up easily, but I do know that the Lord wants us to walk in the gifts and in the power and the authority that he's given us, and it's because of him that there's a hope. It's because of him that there's truth to be spoken. We actually, our squad has been putting money in to buy Bibles for the women in the community, and we're all like, they're all spread out on this table that we have right now, and we're all highlighting our favorite verses in it, and we have different ideas now to implement for 3 weeks. Guys, is not a lot of time. So I would love just like crazy, explosive, incredible things to happen in 3 weeks that do not even dare stop after 3 weeks. But would it just be such a long-term effect? I want to see a mountain, I want to see a city on a hill. I want to see it be transformed for the kingdom. And right now it's in a state that like in Guatemala, we did home visits and they were hard and heavy. Mainly stories of like just poverty and death, and definitely like some, evil that has just been able to like make its way in and grab hold of hearts and minds and acts and things like that. But this is like nothing I've ever known, that it's widely acceptable for literally pre-teens or even just young teenagers to become moms and to become wives, isolated on this mountain with abusive alcoholic partners and very little spaces to live and eat. So it's way bigger than me. I'm just communicating this to y'all. It's too big for any of us alone, but with the Lord, nothing is too big for him. And I would love for you guys to pray into that. I'm freakishly thankful that I know that you guys are excited and will be praying with me. So yeah, just wanted to involve you guys in this in a manner that I just couldn't write this. I didn't feel right writing these kind of facts and not sharing my heart. So I wanted to do it over video. I love you guys. I'm really thankful, and if you guys want to comment your prayers on this vlog and just like have others see it and be encouraged to pray similarly in big and bold things, that would be phenomenal. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I'm excited to be back in 3.5 weeks on Wi-Fi and share what the Lord's done and what I'm expecting him to continue to do because of answered prayers.